poses and received a list, and so tried to compile a little practice of favorites. So I hope that you enjoy. Go ahead and grab your mat and let's get started together. So we're going to get started in easy cross-legged. So if you want to go ahead and draw yourself onto your mat, into your space, plugging in through the sit bones, take a moment here, looping the shoulders away from the ears and creating this lift and length from center. As you allow the shoulders to draw down and away from the ears, begin to create lift and length from center. Soften your gaze or close your eyes, however you feel more comfortable today. Draw into the rhythm of your breath. Letting go of the running around of the day. Releasing the to-dos of tomorrow. Dedicating this time to you and your body. Honoring if something doesn't feel right for you today for whatever reason, that you won't do it. Practice listening to your body. As awareness draws through to center, releasing the arms, drawing up and overhead, creating lift, creating length. Bring the palm of the hands together, bend the elbows. Reaching back up and raining the fingers all the way down. Taking the right arm up and over to the left as you soften the left elbow, soften the left shoulder, sending your gaze up and returning through to center. Taking the left arm, reaching up and overhead to the right, softening the right shoulder, softening the right elbow, and then return through to center. Both arms sweep up, palms meet, elbows bend, reach up, release the left hand, reach to the left, back to center, reach to the right, back to center, reach up, hands meet, bend, moving with your breath, your body. Release the left hand, reach to the left, move through to center, reach to the right. This time when we reach over, we're going to stay in those spaces. So both arms sweep up, palms meet. Take just a moment here, interlace your fingers, cradle your head, press your skull towards the palm of your hands, then softly begin to round in, elbows coming towards one another, lifting and lengthening up, and then rounding through. Lifting and rounding. As you come back through to center, take the arms up, release the left hand, reach over to the left, and here we stay. Make sure you're staying anchored into the right sit bone, anchoring to the earth, left shoulder drawing away from the ear. Nice breath traveling through. Walk your gaze to where the wall meets the ceiling on the right side, keeping that right shoulder drawing down and back, keeping the heart open. As you start to return to center, sending the left arm up this time, soften the right shoulder, soften the right elbow, anchor that left hip as you begin to reach. Gaze can be anywhere from neutral to up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep the chest open and breathe. As you return yourself through to center, take the right hand to the left knee, walk the left hand behind you, send your gaze over the left shoulder. One more cycle of breath here. And then release to the other side. Remember, if you want to deepen the stretch, you're not forcefully pulling yourself around. You're simply using the breath to guide you deeper. And release to center. From here, we're going to go ahead and send both legs out for a moment. Nice little shake here. Windshield wipering through the ankles. Good. Let's go ahead and transition ourselves over into tabletop. As you come into that tabletop space, knees beneath the hips, hands beneath the shoulders, starting with that lift through the tailbone, lift through the crown of the head, and then rounding through. Connect through your breath. Finding the space that feels best for you. If this is where it feels good for your body, stay here. If you'd like to start with a slight sway from side to side, start to move there. If you'd like to bring in circles, that's where I'd like you to go. Remember, this is a practice of favorites, so what's your favorite space? Where should you be today? Reverse when you're ready. From here, big toes come together. Draw the hips to the heels. As you start to release, walk your fingertips up to the top edge of your mat. Create that beautiful length through the underside of the arms. If you need a block or a towel under your forehead, please feel free to use that. From here, go ahead and shift yourself lightly forward. Take the knees out slightly wider, about the hip, about the distance of your mat. On the next breath, lift the right arm out and away. Take the right arm, threading under the left, and then drawing up and threading through. Lifting through breath and threading through. Lifting. This time when we thread, we're going to stay there holding to breathe. So don't worry about the video. I'll guide you with my words. You can start to walk your left hand to the top edge of your mat. Use your breath as you're checking in with your body. Make sure your hips are nice and square. If you'd like to release the left hand behind you, hooking it onto your right hip, feel free to. If that's not where you are today, no worries. Listen to your body. After one more breath here, we'll release the left hand back in front of our gaze. We'll press the earth away, sending the right arm back up and then down to the earth. As you anchor that right hand beneath the right shoulder, send the left arm up and away, and then threading through, and then pressing away, and threading through, and pressing away. This time when you thread through, let's go ahead and stay here. Again, don't worry about the video. You can guide yourself through my words. So you can walk your right fingertips to the top edge of your mat. You can release your right hand behind you onto your left hip. Check in with your body as you're scanning over. Are you dipping through the hips? If you are, square off. As you're drawing in those full and complete breaths, notice any areas of tension, of tightness. Guide the breath to create space within the body and allow the body to move into that space. As you release that right hand in front of you. Go ahead and press the earth away, going back up and bringing it in. Tuck your toes, bring your knees in. With toes tucked under, walk your hands to the top edge of your mat, coming down to forearms first, gauging how you feel, and then melting the heart. As you're bringing through those full and complete breaths, notice any areas where you may be holding. Try to widen through the sit bones as you're reaching through the tailbone. Toes are tucked under, so feet are beginning to activate and stretch. If you're really tight in the shoulders today, you may want to take a wider stance. Please feel free to. One more full cycle of breath here. And then from here, release. Go ahead and untuck the toes, walk the hips back to the heels. This time, slide both hands back behind you, palms turned lightly upwards. Take the thumb to the padded part of the pinky, tracing the line of the pinky into the palm of the hand, and then moving through each finger one at a time thereafter. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers, maybe draw rotations with the wrists here. Reversing that when you're ready. As you slide your hands back to forward, go ahead and send yourself up, tucking your toes under. First downward facing dog. As we peel the hips high to the sky, start to pedal it out, walking out the tension, walking out the tightness. Ears between the biceps. Send the right heel to the earth, bending the left knee generously, sending the heart to the top of the thighs. Hold here, connect to your breath. Knit the ribs together and switch sides. Bend the right knee generously. Then as you start to paddle it out, begin to walk yourself up to the top edge of your mat. Nice and controlled. As you come into a generous forward fold, place a deep bend in your knees, release the arms. As you come into ragdoll, crown of the head down, maybe a slight rock here if that feels good. Use your breath to guide your stretch. As you release the arms, move your hands above the knees, lengthen out the back of the legs, lengthen out the spine. Think of your hip creases pulling to the back of the room here, crown of the head reaching forward. Take a nice full cycle of breath and then surrender. As you root through the 4 points of your feet, begin to draw yourself all the way up, making sure to use your core, use your center. As you loop the shoulders down and away from the ears, reach the arms up and overhead into a prayer position as you bow forward, diving to the earth. As your hands come down onto the mat, we're going to take our right foot stepping to the back edge of the mat. Draw the right knee down, and if your left foot is not between your hands, walk it up between your hands. So left knee here is stacked over the left ankle. We're going to start here, just kind of gauging how our body feels. Take a nice breath, and you can keep your back toes tucked under if you'd like, or untuck your toes and press the top of your foot into the earth. So gauge, maybe even check which one feels better for you today and in this moment. And it can change all the time. So maybe one day you do this video and you have to have your toes tucked under. The next time you try out and you untuck the toes, press the top of the foot, and that feels better, then that's where you should be. Part of learning to listen to our bodies. On the next breath, we're going to go ahead and reach up to the sky. So I want you to find this space where this left leg is kind of pulling back in towards you. This right leg is pushing forward and hips are nice and square. As you bring the arms up and overhead, let's bend that right elbow, bring the left hand back behind you, and see if you could maybe grab fingertips. If not, no worries, you don't have to reach. While you're here, think of shining through heart center, lifting it up. maybe you're in a space where you need a little extra cushion for that right knee, you can always flip up the edge of your mat. You can, some of you, we use double mats in class, and you're welcome to be there. Use what you have. Maybe you have a towel, you need something there. Please feel free. We do have about one more breath here though, wherever you choose to be. Good, and then release your hands down. So framing that left foot with your hands, tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee away from the earth. So what happens a lot of times here, we turn into Ninja Turtles, right? We can kind of go like this and round up. So I want you to think of dropping the hips in, pressing back through that right heel, so lift the kneecap up. Keep the left knee so it's stacked over the ankle. Draw the shoulders down and back. So you're thinking about flattening out the back as you're reaching forward here. You need blocks underneath your hands, and you use them in class, so you know what I mean. Go ahead and grab your blocks, okay? We do have about one more breath here. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and lift the tailbone now and step that right foot forward. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and do a reverse swan dive to lift. So nice lift and length here. Bring the hands up into center, and this time take the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, knuckles to the earth, heart lifts to the sky. With softness in the knees, begin to bow forward. Crown of the head comes down, knuckles reach up. Release the hands down on either side, this time stepping the left foot to the back edge of the mat. Draw your left knee down. Again, if you need a little extra cushion, please feel free to flip that left side of your mat up. Check in if whether having your toes tucked or untucked is best for your body today. And again, it can be different from side to side. So just because one space felt better on the other side doesn't mean it will be the same on this side. So listen to your body. When you're ready, start to come up. Begin to find that active space where the right leg is pulling back, the back leg is pressing forward. Great. Bend the left elbow, dropping it down the center of the back as the right fingertips start to walk towards the left. They don't have to make it. Lift the heart. Begin to walk your gaze up. One more breath, then release. Take both hands down to frame that right foot, tuck your left toes, and draw back. Again, check in. Are you being a Ninja Turtle today? If you are, try to smooth it out. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders away from the ears, left leg nice and strong as you're lifting the kneecap and spiking the heel to the back of the room. One more cycle of breath. Send the hips up. Step the left foot forward. Let's reverse swan dive to lift. Hands meet, drawing into heart center. As you're rooting down through the 4 points of your feet here, we're going to go ahead and start to draw the muscle to the bone into that right leg. Coming up to the left toes, turning the left knee away, tucking the tailbone under. So can we stay here? Yes. Maybe you'd like to move the foot to the inner calf, you're welcome to, or the inner thigh, whatever is going to be your place today, right? So you do want to find this active space where that right leg is nice and strong, muscles to the bone. Left leg is pressing into the right, finding that space to stabilize. Find your breath. Take your left hand towards your left ankle, reach your right arm up to the sky, and then over to the left. As you start to come back to center, sweep both arms up into strong goal posts, bringing the right arm in and the left arm under. Hands coming together, and breathe. Remember, if you fall out of the pose, no worries. Just bring yourself back in when you're ready. That's why it's a practice. It's not about perfection. We just practice. Try to lift the elbows lightly away from the chest. On the next breath, reach the arms up. Hands back through to heart center. Drop the knees forward. And begin to prepare for the other side. Let go of any expectations for the opposite side. So as you begin to pull the muscle to the bone on the left leg, coming up to the right toes, turning the knee away, tucking the tailbone under, foot to the ankle, to the calf, or the inner thigh, whatever is best for you and your body. Again, letting go of what was on the other side and being where you are. Bringing the right hand to the ankle or the inner thigh. If the foot's not high enough, that's okay. Reach the left arm up and over to the right. Come back through to center. Draw up, arms into strong goalpost. A little wibble wobble then again is good for everybody. Bring the right arm under the left, coming into those strong eagle arms. So pressing your arms together here. What if this is just too much for your shoulders and you want to be here today? That's fine. Listen to your body. Honor where you are. Lift the elbows lightly away from the chest. Knit the ribs together. Find strength from center. As you release, sweeping up, hands through to heart center. Mindfully turn the right knee forward and anchor to the earth. Stay. As you come up to the top edge of your mat, if you switch, lifting up, hands together into prayer as you bow forward and dive to the earth. Hands onto the mat, both feet to the back edge of the mat. Nice and strong here in your plank. Find strength from center. Crease of the elbows rotate forward. Knees or toes are up to you. So lowering the knees could be where you may be today. That's fine. You can be up here as you travel down, but remember, the hips do not collapse down first. So when you're coming down, chin and chest lead the way. Nice line. As you come to the earth, untuck the toes, press the top of the feet, hug the arms in, point the elbows to the back of the room as you're peeling up, and then release. Tuck the toes, send the hips high to the sky, and pedal it out. Reach the right leg back behind you, nice and long, nice and strong. Find that strength from center. Take your right foot stepping forward between your hands. Line your knee up. So we're going to start by drawing all the way up to the top. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Then take your left heel and anchor it. So nice 45. So in Warrior One, we want to make sure our hips are facing the top edge of our mat. Our knee is stacked over our ankle. Our back leg is long and strong, and we're lifting up from the kneecap. Ears, hands can be into heart center or up and overhead, ears between the biceps. Connect with your breath. Don't crunch into your toes. Find the 4 points of your feet. One more cycle of breath here, and then we're transitioning into Warrior Two. As you turn your hips to that open space, turn your left foot so toes are forward into a 90 and reach from one side of your mat to the other. Again, check in, the knees lining up with the ankle. You're not rolling to the instep, you're drawing to the outer edge. Strong line, one set of fingertips to the other. Gaze to the right middle fingertip when you're ready. Go ahead and take that right palm, turning up, lift. Take the left hand, hooking it behind you onto your hip. Are you still holding that strong 90, or did you need to take a break? As you come back through to that strong warrior two, lengthen the front leg. Reach out past your right toes. Draw your right hand down to the front of the shin, inside, whatever's best. Think of stacking shoulder on top of shoulder as your hips are turned to that open space. Gaze up to your left thumb if that's appropriate. If not, neutral is fine. Front leg long and strong. Lift the kneecap up. Soften that right knee, cartwheeling the left hand to the ground. Turn the left toes forward, step the right foot back. Rotate the crease of the elbows forward and travel down to the earth. Coming up into whatever cobra or up dog begins to make your body happy today. As you tuck your toes, send your hips high to the sky. Pedaling it out. This time sending your left leg back behind you, nice and strong. Stepping your left foot forward when you're ready. Drawing up to the top into that crescent lunge. Go ahead and anchor your right heel as you come into that strong warrior one. Hips facing the top edge of your mat. And take your eyes off the video, just you know the sequence. Shoulders gliding down. As you begin to open your hips to that open space, sending your left arm over your left leg. Turn the right foot just lightly so it's in a nice 90 now. Shoulders loop down and away. Pinky fingers pull towards one another. Are you starting to shake? I am. One more here. One more cycle of breath. Take that left palm turning up. Bring the right hand behind you, hooking it onto the left hip. Draw the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. As you draw back through to that strong warrior two, lengthen the left leg, reach out past the left toes, bring the left hand down, reach the right arm up. Think of stacking shoulder on top of shoulder. Soften that left knee. Cartwheel the right hand to the earth. Turn the left toes forward. Step back. Your choice, knees or toes, as you travel down through plank, chaturanga, and then up into whatever cobra feels good. Toes tuck under, hips draw high to the sky. As the right leg reaches back behind you, nice and strong, bend the knee this time, open the hip, but be mindful, our tendency here is to roll into that left shoulder. So keep your shoulders squared to the mat, then reach out and bring your right knee behind your right wrist as we come into pigeon. Now some of you are like, what? You can come here from tabletop if you like. So option would be tabletop. Right knee slides, left hand draws the right leg out, and then we glide back, okay? You can come into reclining pigeon where you're lying on your back, making that number 4. So that is a great modification. Listen to your body. What does it need from you today? So if you're coming into your pigeon here, I want you to think about being mindful that you're not rolling into that right hip. Sometimes we collapse over. So try to square your weight as much as possible here. Some of you use blocks underneath that right hip, and that's fine. And then we're just going to start drawing forward. You want to stack hand on top of hand, resting here. You want to reach out in front of you. You're welcome to, again, honoring whatever is best for you in this moment. We're going to be here for several breaths, so try to find the space that feels good. If at any point this begins to become too much for your body, just back out of it. Come out, take a break, go into child's pose where we began. Easy cross-legged pose, whatever is best. here for one more cycle of breath. And we're going to slide our hands beneath our shoulders and press the earth away. Now you have a lot of options here for you. So returning yourself to tabletop is lovely. Returning yourself to downward facing dog, or if you'd like a little bit more today from our time together, you're going to go back to that three-legged dog where we were. We're going to hit our plank with the one-legged plank and then down through chaturanga and into our cobra, okay? So go ahead and tuck your left toes under if you're traveling through. Lift the top of that thigh, send that right leg back behind you, nice and strong. Oh, that feels so good. Then shifting forward into that high plank, one leg, right? Rotate the crease of the elbows forward with control to the earth. Now both legs can come down as you come into your cobra, your up dog. Tuck your toes, hips high to the sky. It's time for the other side. So sending the left leg back, bending the knee to open the hip. Check in that you're not rolling into the left shoulder. Oh, my hips are feeling happier already. I hope yours are too. Extend that left leg out and step the left knee behind the left wrist, coming into pigeon on the other side. Find your space of pigeon today, knowing that you can modify along the way. Be mindful of your thoughts here. This is sometimes where they tend to start creeping away from us. So use your breath to keep yourself present, each moment, each sensation. One more cycle of breath here. And then when you're ready, hands beneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift that right knee. We're going back through that same flow. So sending that left leg back behind you. Nice and strong, shifting into your high plank, one leg as you draw down into whatever cobra makes your body happy. From here up to your knees and into child's pose. Notice where you started. Notice where you are. Hands draw in, lifting up, draw the legs around. As you turn yourself around, hands come behind the thighs, shoulders loop down and away from the ears. Find lift from heart center, right leg and left leg can release. So you may be here today and this is a beautiful space. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. We're zipping up through center, knees are together, shins are parallel to the sky. Can we be here? Absolutely. What if we want to lengthen out and away? That's fine also. Be where you are today. If you're here and you want a little breath and movement, you can lift up, come to center, lift, sweep, center, lift, sweep, center, and center. One more if you're here. Come in, soles of the feet come together and draw forward. Think of your feet like a book and you're just kind of peeling it open and the heart draws forward. As you draw up, go ahead and bring your legs up. Feet are anchored. Draw all the way down to the earth. Bring the right knee in towards you. Extend the left leg out and away. Move the right arm out and cross the right leg over. Keeping the knee soft or extending, whatever feels best for you. Bending that right knee, coming back to center, drawing the left leg up to meet with a little rock here in the center. Send your right leg out and away. Reach the left arm out, cross the left leg over. Again, the knee can stay soft here, or you can extend. Yogi's choice, so it can be different on each side, that's fine. Breathe your shoulders into the earth. Soften the left knee as you come back through to center. Draw the right knee up for a little rock. Soles of the feet to the sky. Your version of happy baby tonight. Shoulders anchoring, tailbone reaching to the foot of the mat. Very generous bend in the knees as they come off the side of the body. Finding whatever makes you happy in this moment, in this pose, whether it's stillness or movement. You can extend one leg, reaching out, or the other. Let the breath create space within the body, and then use the breath to allow your body to move into the space that's been created. Mindfully release the feet, drawing out and away. Allow your arms to release. Take a moment, give a little shake to the right leg, a little shake to the left leg, then shake both legs softly. On the next inhale, begin to tighten through the soles of the feet, through the ankles, the calves, the quadriceps, and the glutes. And then as you exhale completely, soften all of that and let go. On the next breath, tightening through the abdominals, the rib cage, the back, the chest, shoulders. And then as you exhale completely, soften all of that and let go. On the next inhale, making fists with your hands, tightening through the forearms, the biceps, the triceps. As you exhale completely, soften and let go. On the next inhale, tighten through the jaw, the mouth, the cheeks, the eyes, and the forehead. And as you exhale completely, soften all of that and just let go. When the time is right, begin to draw soft and gentle movements into the fingers and into the toes. As you begin to deepen your breath, you'll feel that separation between yourself and the earth and your mat. One of the beautiful things about being in your own space for this time is you don't have to move a moment before you're ready. Stay here as long as you need to. And when the time is right, you can start drawing in larger, more mindful movements.
that desire to return back to the world, you'll turn onto your right side first, taking several breaths and then pressing the earth away.